What's up, America? How y'all doing? We late. It's all good in the hood. When you go places, you don't realize that you gonna take as long as you are, especially on Sundays when you're seeing good people. So, welcome to our Sunday dinner talk, which also streams. We also repost on our Facebook page, CNS Bo Live.
Yeah.
He gonna come sit down in a minute, and we can get into it. How was your weekend, America? Ours was very long. How was your Christmas too? We ain't even talked about Christmas. It's been a long week. I feel like I ain't really had no rest in all the time I've been home doing nothing. But when you doing anything, you doing something. Hence, you not doing nothing. Let me try and kiss me now. My pork rind breath. Anyway, so earlier today, the boys decided they wanted to shoot a music video, and they really wanted to shoot the music video in their hood, in their old hood, like they got a hood, you know what I'm saying? So we spent some time in Moline, and they shot their video, we watched it, we got a chance to spend time with our peeps for a minute, and that's why we late, because we be forgetting it take almost 40 minutes to get home from North County, and yeah, when Big Daddy drive, it take 47 minutes to get home from North County. Hey, Greg. Hey, Clarence. Clarence is in town. We gonna see you. I'm gonna see you January 1st. I don't know about these other folks. We gonna figure this out. I'm ready and I'm willing. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Karen. Hey, Chuck, Dion. Who I forget? Lavina and Shekinah. I just saw Lavina.
Mm-hmm. She was at the video shoot.
And Lavina made some shrimp and zoodles. Lavina, tell the people how it came out. So she was at the video shoot as well.
So at the video shoot, it was really cool. The boys went back home to a neighborhood they grew up in, and they went to the businesses in the neighborhood and asked if they could shoot in the business. And to see the response and see how the people was really receptive to them coming back and doing that was really cool. And it just shows the community love that's there.
Yeah.
It was impressive.
Yeah. Even the old stale Mackies. And it's like, oh, we love them. They're so sweet. We wouldn't be nothing we wouldn't do for them. Except give them free stuff, I guess. I'm joking.
Had the police start securing the area and everything.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope.
It was cool.
Hey, Chris. Chris was there. He in the video, too. Yeah, so we hope y'all had a really good Christmas. And we are about to, New Year smarter me. We're about to get into it because the New Year's coming up. Let me take a second and plug the next cooking video. I have decided to move all the other ones aside and do the gumbo cooking video because I hear you people eat seafood and gumbo and stuff for New Year's. So I'm going to drop that probably on Tuesday. If y'all want me to drop it on Monday, let me know so y'all can go to the grocery store. But I'm going to drop it on Tuesday to show you how to make it, and that way you don't have to come looking for me half the time. You can just make it at the crib.
Right.
But since this is a new year, the shrimp and zoodles is fire. It was quick and easy. Thank you. That's what we're about, quick and easy. And affordable as well. So, you know, it shouldn't cost you more than
and healthy.
It could be healthy, although some of the stuff I make is not healthy, though.
But that was healthy.
That was healthy, yes. So, it's the new year. Let's get into it. New year, new you. How many times do we hear that? How much is your social media flooded with this year is gonna be a new me, new year, new me? How many times you gonna reinvent yourself? Although I don't knock anybody reinventing themselves because I do it every day. But how many times are we gonna go over the same things and hash the same things? So I looked up the top.
So we do realize.
Just pointed at me.
I'm sorry.
And then I shut up. So I must be getting trained real good.
Did y'all see me do that and she shut
up? It was magical, wasn't it? I shot myself, America.
Boy, I got power in this finger now. I didn't realize it.
Shot the shit out of me too. I had to say something. You wouldn't even have noticed it.
Hey, I know we got a show going on, but this shit just caught me off guard.
It caught me off guard. You wouldn't even notice that I said nothing.
So now it's not working.
Can't stand you.
Right, but I did notice that. I mean, anyway.
You want some?
Like she just said,
put your finger up,
hashing over the same thing doing the same thing over and over again, we do realize that that's the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing, expecting different results. So,
But they're not doing the same thing. They start over every year. So the top of things that people say is their New Year's resolution is, of course, losing weight, decluttering your life, cutting people off, making amends with friends and family, or becoming better friends, starting a business / going back to school, spending more time with family, and saving money. And every year we do this. I stopped doing resolutions probably about, 4 or 5 years ago, maybe longer. I don't remember last time I did resolution. Because why make promises you can't keep, America? You know what I'm saying? If your intent is to really do something, you're going to do it on a Thursday afternoon. You don't need January 1st to have you start and say, okay, we're going to clean out, we're going to declutter, we're going to do this. When you're ready to change and when you're ready to do better and be better, you're gonna do it. It doesn't matter what the time is and what the day is and that sort of thing. So you want to go first, or you want me to keep talking?
well, she listed some of those things, and what we have to do is everybody has their own list of things that they want to improve about.
Hey, Melanie, we
themselves.
love you too.
So one of the things that I suggest you do with that list of things that you have is first prioritize them and see what's most important in your life that you need to start doing differently. And
Pick one thing.
right, pick one thing, but when you tackle these things, you have to be realistic about what it is you're trying to do. Like if you say this year I'm gonna lose 200 pounds, well, that might be unrealistic if you're talking about losing 200 pounds. Maybe change the way you do certain things to where your life that has you either lazy or consuming too much, and maybe you need to start changing that, but don't put an amount that's probably unrealistic for you to grasp at that moment. So let me give you a perfect example. Like, I know that I want to look a certain way. You know, I've had this body my whole life.
And it's a beautiful body, America. It's very delicious.
But believe me, I do not work out all the time. I don't do all these different things to make sure I maintain this body. Now that I am 46, what's starting to happen is me and gravity ain't getting along. Stuff started moving, look differently. And because I didn't have to do this, I was naturally this way. Now I have to rethink how I do things on my everyday life to try to maintain what I like. So I have to physically start getting up in the morning and maybe working out, or maybe not laying in the bed so long and do other things. And one of the things that I'm also recognizing that I need to do is, so it's an order. So to keep me out the bed, I have to start getting up in the morning and actually making my bed. And if you make your bed and you make your space, you start uncluttering certain things. So I'm kind of running over from one thing to another. However, some of these things go hand in hand. So for me personally, what I want to do with my personal body is that I want to try to maintain what I have, which means I have to stop being so lazy, which means I have to figure out a way to get out of the bed, which means I have to start making my bed every day so I don't get back in my bed.
But you got to get out the bed to make the bed.
Right, you have to
The
bust
problem is getting out the bed sometimes.
Well, that's what's first. So in that sequence, I have to get up. I have to get up in the morning. I gotta get up. But once I get up, once I get to that point, now I'm up. I have to make my bed because there's no going back into that. Those are and those things that I'm doing for myself now, because I have to retrain the way I've been doing things lately.
You gotta change your diet too. He really needs to change his diet. I cook for him, and it pains me to make him stuff that I don't think he should be eating. But then he's such a picky eater at the same time, so it's hard for me to really get him together. And then where he works and how he works and the conditions under which he works. It's just certain things he can't have. So you do have to change your diet, and I think that in losing weight, as someone who is still in that struggle, I didn't start January 1st. I started September 17th. Weird day, wasn't even on Monday. So, but it was just time. If you decide that you want to change your diet, it's not a diet. You got to change your whole life, and this is the way that you have to eat forever. So I would suggest that you start by, if you're going to start January 1st, start by for 30 days, I'm going to spend this time cutting out soda. Then in February, I'm going to cut out bread. And then in March, I'm going to cut out potatoes. You know, and kind of do it that way. You'll see some progress without necessarily going on a diet. You're still eating everything you want except that thing. And then you eat everything you want except that thing. And then as your body starts to heal and you start moving forward, then you start like walking every now and again, 30 minutes a day or whatever, then it becomes something. And then and this is a lifestyle change. So by April or May, you may not be at the weight you want because you're not going to be at a weight that you want overnight. And that's the problem. We want this instant gratification. By April or May, you can say, okay, well, let me go ahead and start deciding my meals, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to start, fasting intermittently, or I'm going to, whatever it is, you have to stick to it. And it has to be forever. It's not like I'm going on this diet and lose this weight, because all you're going to do is gain back. So we can move off the weight loss part. And I want to get right to the cutting people off. America, you ain't got to tell a motherfucker that you're cutting them off. I don't even see the necessity in it. If you got to tell somebody you cutting them off, then you kind of asking for drama. I want to say that you are saying, oh, I'm cutting you off, I'm cutting people off, and right now, you kind of asking for a confrontational situation. If you decide that people are unhealthy for you, go ahead and just stop messing with them. You ain't got to stop messing with them January 1st. If you can stop messing with them day one, then speak. There's nothing wrong with speaking when you walk into a room with somebody you can cut off. There's nothing wrong with being cordial and saying hello and all that. What you're saying when you cut somebody off is, I just don't fuck with you like that. We alright. We ain't mad. I just don't rock with you like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're announcing it, you really kind of bringing attention to yourself more so than you are a situation. So be careful when you cutting folks off to not make it about, ooh, who's she cutting off, and making it a dramatic situation that is going to create something more than what you want. And then if you gonna cut them off, cut them off. Because Amber, when they cut your shit off, they cut you off. And they don't cut you back on until you pay them. And if you don't ever pay them, they ain't gonna never cut you back on no more. I say all that to say that if you cut somebody off, you need to leave them off until they pay you. And that means make amends, do something and show that they are sincerely, sorry for what they did, or they sincerely are honorable and sincere in their actions, and don't cut them back on, because I don't want y'all cutting them off in December again. That dude, that toxic friend, that crazy uncle, whatever it is, if you're gonna cut them off, cut them off. Don't turn them back on. Be like him.
Yeah, and it's not mean to do that. You should have people in your circle that's trying to move forward and help you move forward, and you guys should be able to move forward together. If you have somebody in your circle that's not that person, that's a drain on you financially and emotionally, then that's a person that you should cut off, and you shouldn't feel any kind of way about it. Because we should be able to comfortably move forward without dealing with the baggage that someone else is bringing to our party.
And you ain't got to be mad about it. Ain't nobody got to be mad about it.
Not at all.
Don't rock with you no more.
You shouldn't have to. And then when you reach certain age, there's just some things that you don't tolerate. Now, if you're in your 20s, you're foolish enough to still deal with somebody with foolishness. You might be 30s. That's when you get told that you're a little too old for that. Mm-hmm. But by the time you're 40, there's no damn way you should have people in your life that's toxic. If you do, that means that you one of those toxic people. Because it just shouldn't exist in your 40s that somebody in your circle is toxic. If that's the case, then you need some real help in your personal life if you still welcome that into your world, right?
You need to work on yourself. With that said, making amends and becoming better friends. I have been trying to be more intentional with my friendships. I've been called some folks. I've been connected with them. Not to the level that I would call myself being good at it, but to the level where they see that I'm trying. Making amends is a big thing for me, I guess, with people, because just because you made amends with somebody don't mean y'all besties no more. Or it doesn't mean that you've invited them back into your life, because then you gonna have to cut them off again on December 31st. And so that's not necessary. Making amends with someone says, I forgive you for all of the stuff that went down, and I'm sorry if necessary. for all the stuff that went down, and have my forgiveness. We cool. Let's talk this out. Let's air it out. Let's have this moment, and then from that point, you can be like, okay, and get up and walk away, and it is perfectly okay not to rock with them after that. Perfectly okay. It is perfectly okay to see them out and be like, hey girl, or how you doing? It was nice seeing you, or your mom. Oh, not your mom, but maybe your mom. Relatives and people in your life that you need closure with, or that need closure with you. There's nothing wrong with having that closure, and then go about your business. You're not acting funny when you're not calling them to see how they doing, and you're not being fake when you're saying hello, because that's the human thing to do. It's the right, nice thing to do. But if the situation is bad for your energy and bad for your spirit, leave them alone. I love you. I just don't fuck with you. And I don't know why people have a hard time with that. Like, we either got to be best friends or terrible enemies. We could be just cool. Like, I know you, hey. I don't understand that, America. Y'all help me with it. Help me with it. Chico, hey. Maybe you want to pick one of these on this list?
So, travel. I'm gonna skip the next one. You can go back to that one. One of the things that we learned to do a while back is to create memories for our family. And one of the ways you need to do that is, of course, you got to financially be able to do that. This is a new year, since we are talking about starting anew.
And go with saving money.
Right. That's one of the things that's why we cover them. That's one of the things that you can learn how to do. Put a little money aside every week. Like what I do personally, and this is not so much for travel, but it works for travel for us as well. I choose to not eat out. So what I do is, on average,
What you do?
listen to what I'm saying.
You go to work.
I know I'm going to work.
Yeah.
Let me finish.
All right.
Let me finish talking. So, my wife prepare my lunch every day.
And your breakfast.
And my breakfast. So whatever lunch costs is what I put away to save. So if you carve away $5-10 a day, that would be lunch. By the end of the week, if at the minimum it's $5, that's $25 at the end of that work week that you've saved. Lunch is a hell of a lot more than that now. Now on average it's $7 to $10, right? But if you do it differently, if you bring your lunches, then you can save that money, and then you can apply that to travel money. You may need to add a little bit on the back end, but that helps to where you're able to create those memories for your family. A lot of people don't travel because they never think they have money, and I watch people on a daily basis just throw money away. Just throw it away to where...
I drink $37 at the bar. I ain't gonna lie.
But people don't recognize that if I curve this and I call it like your $37 that you drink at the bar, if you only did like...
Or if I bought the bottle and just drank at home.
Right.
That sounds real alcoholic like America.
But
I do that though.
But if you want to travel, you need to travel, but you need to prioritize that in your list on how important it is for you and your family. So looking back on hindsight, looking back at our family, our kids have these memories that outweigh whatever money we spent at that time to go travel. So it became really important to us as we watched them reminisce about certain outings and certain things we had, that we made sure that we were able to, we sacrificed to be able to do that. Those are things that are important, but you have to sacrifice to do it. You're just not going to snap your fingers and be able to go on a damn trip.
But it's how you do it too. Like, I find that I can't sit $5 aside a day or whatever, because in my pocket stuff happen, or I give kids some money or whatever. I found that I make a lot of change. And if I go and if you gonna have to say that $5 cash in and make a change with it and put it in a jar, and then you can go to the credit union and get it back. That seems to be the better way for me. But also when you're traveling, it is so important to not be so bougie about how you traveling. There are Groupons, there are travel agencies. Crystal Henson is a travel agent. I know, she's in my friends list. That you can pay over time. And so Cornell and I are leaving for a cruise in February. It's paid for. It's been paid for since October, I think, or November. It's been paid for, but it's been paid for. So the only thing I need at that point is spending money. So all that change and all that stuff we're gathering up is spending money. When we took our kids on larger things, we had a timeshare, which was more affordable for us because when you got 7 kids, you need a timeshare or something that you're going to be able to cook in or something like that. Those timeshare places, you can actually call them up and they're, because they want you to buy one, they'll give you a real good rate on the timeshare. And then y'all can hop in a car and drive. When we had those kids, we would leave at 10 o'clock at night. We rented a van. We left at 10 o'clock at night, and while they were sleeping, we drove to Florida and got there.
That cuts down on bathroom breaks.
Bathroom breaks, are we there yet? I'm hungry.
Right. If you're driving while they're asleep, you don't deal with none of that for about 8-9 hours.
Yeah. And when I travel with the girls, before I even get to where I'm going, I look up all the free shit that you can do in the town that you're going to. And you will be surprised of all of the free things, especially if you have kids. They got a lot of free stuff, and all you got to do is free stuff to do in Myrtle Beach or free stuff to do wherever you're going. And it'll give you the top 25 or 30 things that you can do. When we went to Vegas, I had a list of 65 free things to do. We did about 30 of them. And so you can do it and not have to spend all this money. You can stay in a hotel that has a kitchen, an extended stay hotel that has a kitchen, or a timeshare, go through a timeshare company, and they'll let you stay there, but you got to spend a day at their little presentation, which is fine, but it's worth it if you, and don't buy nothing, y'all, if it's worth it. But you can do it, and you can do a whole bunch of free stuff, and you can do it on a dime, on a very small budget. So our kids remember where we took them more than they remember any gift that they got. And we talk about this all the time. I remember when we went to Tennessee. I remember when we went to Florida. I remember when we went here, when we went there. And in Kansas City, they really enjoyed it. There are places here that you could go, to Hannibal, to Kansas City is one of them, that you can really go close to give your kids an experience that they don't forget. When David met Barney when he was 8, David's favorite thing in the world was Barney. I was mother of the damn, I'm still probably mama of the lifetime over that Barney thing. That boy almost cried. I mean, it was just wonderful, and that's what he remembers more than anything.
It was
cool.
Want to do that one?
Starting a business and going back to school. Oh, Lord. Okay, I went back to school. I held my breath and did it. Start small, America. Start small. If you got gen ed classes, go to the community college and use your financial aid. Don't spend no money until you know that that's something you want to do. Because once you start going into that debt, you got to pay it back. And you got to pay it back within 6 months. So my suggestion is, if you're not sure, but you kind of think you want to, go to the community college and fill out that FAFSA form. And then you could go, and there won't be any money out your pocket. If you start liking it, then you need to look at, a university. They got a lot of scholarships for older people. They got scholarships for days, for all various different reasons. And they got really good online free cheat sheet stuff that you can do when you are in school and you can't remember stuff like that. So I'll let me, if you decide to go back to school and you need help doing that. And starting a business is something that is scary. I know. That's what I'm trying to do. It's scary. But you ain't getting no younger, people. Take the leap. That's all I can say. One of the things that I've been wanting to do for a whole entire year is start a YouTube channel. And I'm waiting on somebody, and I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm throwing it to the side, I had to set a date. And you gotta be intentional. I had to set a date. And I thought that I was gonna have somebody to do it for me, and some things kind of got shaky, and I was like, you know what? It won't be their fault that I didn't do it. It was my fault because it's my date, it's my deadline, and it's my channel. It's all my shit. And as women, and especially black women, we really put our lives off to the side. We put our dreams and everything on hold because sometimes of fear, but mostly because all this other shit is going on that take our attention, and we want to nurture it and give it our attention, that we don't say, I said I was going to do this, let me do it. So I got some questionably produced videos. I'm working on it, y'all. But I'm doing it for me, and I'm really wanting, wanting it to be successful, and I'm gonna keep plugging away at it until I eventually get a food truck or a restaurant and get a good business off the ground. And I'm just gonna keep plugging away at it. So you gotta set a date. You gotta set a deadline, and it don't have to be flashy and big and boom. This YouTube channel is a way for me to show people how to do stuff and cook, and we talk about the things we talk about on our channel to get people to realize that we 47 years old still trying to figure it out in a lot of ways. But then it's building into the business that I wanted to build into, because it's giving me the confidence to get out there and step out there on faith and to do it. So start small. You know, do that one little thing and do that one little thing and do that one little thing, and then one little things start to build up.
So with those two things she just talked about, starting a business and going back to school, the majority of these things are coupled together. So in that, her trying to go back to school and start a business, the distractions that can come with other people can create an issue, because you have to be so focused, you know, especially being 47, going back to school and trying to get a degree.
You really do.
Your time is already limited for anything else, and you don't want to have anything else in that small space that's going to be a hindrance to what you're trying to do. So those things are all coupled, and support is incredible. You know, I recognize that I had to step up and be a certain thing for her in those moments while she was trying to pursue certain dreams, because it's a lot of weight, there's a lot to carry. So even when somebody else is trying to do something different in your life and in your circle, be the best help you can be so that that person can continue to move forward. 100%. Because we talk all the time about the fact that we have to leapfrog through life together. You know, even with this show, the stuff that we telling y'all is not stuff that we've mastered, it's stuff that we're currently going through. You know, and as soon as we find out, we telling y'all about it, you know. If we found out that it works this way, y'all gonna know about it. But it's not that we knew that before we entered into that situation. You know,
that on faith.
Right. So, but that's what life is. And with her, I'm incredibly proud of the steps that she's made to do the things she do. So I believe that my part is to be the best support. That's why we talked about before, your circle and the people around you. It'll be really impossible for you to try to venture out into new things and change the way your life is moving if you don't like it, if you keep people around you that's going to hold you in that same space.
You sure right. I saw this quote. Golly, I hate that you brought that up, and I think I remember who posted it. Oh gosh, yeah, I don't see it, but it said something about if you want to be extraordinary, you gotta stop being around mediocre people. And I'm not saying don't be around people who aren't about anything. What I'm saying is that you have to have people around you that's your cheerleader. Like, I always try to be the cheerleader of all of my friends, all things great and big, and all, even the small things. If you got somebody saying, yeah, that's dope, you could do it, you know, then that really helps you. But if you are around people who are constantly telling you how it ain't gonna work, why it ain't gonna work, why you shouldn't do it, why you should do this, and how come you even want to do it, then probably need to be the people that, number one, you cutting off for 2020, and not cutting off, just stop rocking with on a regular basis, and stop having the conversation, having big conversations with them when you can tell that that's not the space that they're in, or for whatever reason they're not going to be supportive of you. Because I don't have anybody around me like that. My brother on 2 occasions helped me to buy books, and they were extraordinarily expensive books that I was kind of struggling with, and I didn't call them and ask them to buy it. You know, we were just kind of talking about it, and I appreciate that. A friend of ours, I don't know if he wants to tell his business, buys the books for our kids at least once a year, and those are the people who want to see our kids successful. And I try at every chance, if somebody needs something, to be that person for them, because that one little thing you do, that one little thing may be the thing that they never forget, that helps them get to where they at. And then they come back to you 10 years later and be like, I remember that day you did this X, Y, and Z. And that's happened to us a million times. And I have said that to 2 or 3 people, and they was like, what? And I'm like, you just don't know what that one thing did. So keep people around you who are doing that one thing. You don't necessarily have to rock with, because when you start businesses and go to school, you ain't got time for a whole bunch of people and a whole bunch of shit. When you do, don't be okay with letting it fall to the wayside. It ain't gotta be January 1st. It can be September 27th that you just gonna let them fall by the wayside. But always keep people around you that's just gonna be there and cheerlead you, if nothing, encourage you.
So ultimately, with everything that we said, at the end of the day, what has to happen first is you have to learn as an individual to be a tad bit selfish. Don't take that the wrong way, but you have to be concerned about your health and your well-being and your mental health first. A lot of people are people pleasers, and you're out there and you're cutting up, you're dicing up yourself and your emotions and your time so much on other people to where you don't do anything for you. You don't build you. You don't create time and space for you. And when you're doing that, you're left depleted, and there's nothing. You don't have anything left for you to give yourself.
Ain't nobody mad but you.
Right, nobody's mad but you. So all the things that we talked about is not so much that you be out isolated on the island by yourself and just dealing with you. But first, in order for you to be anything to anybody else, you have to first be who you need to be for you. So that you can be the best you can be for other people. That has to happen first. And we do that backwards sometimes. I think we think that if we are an amazing person to everything outside of our house, then we're gonna get something back. It doesn't work
I used to
that
think
way.
that.
Yeah, you gotta be amazing to you first, so that when you do go out there and you are taking on all these different things, you're able to handle it because you built yourself up enough to be able to absorb those things, yet it don't break you. A lot of us go out there and we're not really equipped to handle what the rest of the world has to bring, and that breaks us, and then we're left there with our own issues that we have no way to handle it at all.
And we still got shit to do.
Still got shit to do.
And we still got shit to do. So, new year, new you? For real? Is it a new year, new you? Or are you just talking shit? Or are you just saying stuff so that by February 1st, everybody see that you went on back to your old place? I am a proponent of, if it is to be, it's up to me. That was our school motto, our senior year motto. And I'm also a proponent of, when you want to start, just do it. Be like Nike, just do it. Right then and there. But if you're somebody who needs it January 1st, and you have these intentions to cut people off and lose weight and start a business and travel and spend more time with your family and all of these things, you have to be intentional. You have to do it on a consistent basis. Otherwise, you're just talking. And then here we are on Facebook this time next year, and it's so prevalent that you see even memes about it. Here we go with that new year, new me shit. So be intentional and be consistent with all of the things that are going to make you a better you. And if you fail on January 7th, then January 9th, pick yourself back up, dust yourself off, and keep it moving. February 3rd, March 16th, April 1st. Whatever you want to do
today.
Just do it at that moment. If you decide today this is what you want to do, tomorrow start. If you need to organize yourself or do some stuff to get it together, then set a date. Not January 1st. Set a date in 5 days or 7 days, and get her done. This is advice to me, from me, for you.
Okay, 2 quick things. One, super producer Miss Collins, we want to send a prayer out to her. She had a knee replacement.
Yeah.
And
it didn't go. It didn't go as well as
it didn't go well. We was almost on the highway riding to Florida to go put our hands on some doctors because they apparently
about to be on.
Yeah. So if we need to ride down, let us know, Miss Collins. we can do that because I can use a couple more days off work anyway. And the second thing is, our daughter's album dropped the other day.
Oh, yes. Before we go, let's talk about that. The album is entitled 7. You can stream it on any streaming service: Amazon, Tidal, SoundCloud. What's the other ones? Spotify. I don't know all them damn Apple, all them damn. You can stream it.
Prime Music.
Prime Music. I say Amazon, or you can send $7.99 and get you the whole CD, which is amazing. And I ain't just saying that. It is awesome. It is off the chain. I done bought pizzas. I done bought Girl Scout cookies. I done bought candy bars. I done bought them little peanut things. What else? I done bought raffle tickets. What else? I done bought everything. I rarely ask you people to give us anything because we don't like fundraisers. We just get the money and keep it moving. But I'm saying, if I have bought any damn thing from you, if I have supported anything from you, if I have bought some paparazzi from you, I don't give a damn. I need y'all to invest $7.99 into our baby to get her sales up so that she can be the next India Ari. I ain't got no link. I'm gonna have to put a link in there. I'm gonna put Denisha.
It's Denisha Young.
Denisha Young, that's her name. And the album is entitled 7. But I want y'all to buy it. Because I want y'all to play it in y'all CD players. Do you still have CD players in cars? I got one.
But even if you don't, you can stream it. But listen, I'm gonna tell y'all. Yesterday was the first day I was able to enjoy the full album. I'm gonna tell you the type of album it is. I started playing it yesterday morning. I played it all day. It's one of those burn some incense and clean music. It's
he had it playing all day.
Yeah, and I had to turn it out so
he vacuumed the floor and everything. It was beautiful, Jesus. It was wonderful.
Right, carpet cleaner. I'm gonna get some
carpet cleaner. Baseboards and shit.
Right. It's that music. It's that.
Scrub the tub out.
Yeah, so you need to clean your house. Put that on and it's done. It's the energy comes, but it's some smooth India Ari type vibe music.
Jill Scott.
It's got
Lauryn Hill.
Right.
Kind of thing. And if that don't move you, I need my $8, y'all. I'm just saying, I need my $8. Because y'all gonna ask me to buy some more pizzas and shit. And then I'm gonna look at you sideways and I'm gonna ask Denisha, did this person buy your album? Did this person download your stuff? I need proof, quid pro quo, that you have supported me. Like Bishop V Love say, I support me, I support you, you support me. Each one teach one, each one reach one.
How you gonna quote the man?
Well, shit. He say something about support. I support you, you support me. This how it is. This is what families do. This is what people do. I'm calling in markers on this one. I rarely call in markers. I hardly ever. I don't know that I've ever done that. But I'm calling in markers on this one. Get the album. Download it. It's on all the streaming services.
It's a good one, y'all. Y'all gonna like it.
Type in Denisha. That's her name on the album. And then 7. And it'll come up, because when I typed it in on my Amazon, I typed in Denisha, and then it popped up. It made me so happy. I was so excited. You know what else excited me? When I was on YouTube, we was at the Deshae's house, and they don't know how to subscribe, so I'm helping them subscribe to our YouTube channel. CNS Phone Live.
Yeah. I was drinking. You can't. I can't go deep with stuff in my throat.
So I typed in C&S, and then I popped up. The Phone Life came up. That just, we ain't there yet, y'all, but it's encouraging. It's awesome. Okay, let's say bye to people. Before we say bye to people, go ahead. You go say bye to people. About 3-4 years ago, my daughter bought me this shirt because it's one of my favorite movies. Sincerely yours, The Breakfast Club. I love this shirt, and I love that movie. Don't you forget about me, right? Don't you forget about me as we walk on by. Okay. Thank y'all for watching. See you next Phone Live.
Yeah.
Bye.